Shanahan's a wide receiver. The psyche of a wide receiver couldn't be any more different than the psyche of a quarterback. And I think you have to be really delicate with quarterbacks and work on building up their ego, because you don't want a quarterback without an ego. You don't.
No.
You don't want the guy who's like, oh, shucks, am I even good? Oh, man, I'm okay. I'm not that, people. No, you want the guy who really believes in himself, like Jimmy. So if he misses that throw to Kyle Juszczyk, it's like, man, whatever. Call it again. Call it again right now. And I think what I've seen from Shanahan is he's so brutally honest that sometimes he doesn't cater to the ego of his quarterbacks. Like, by the time he left Atlanta, I think Matt Ryan wanted to punch him in the face. Matt Ryan was the third pick in the draft, and Matt Ryan has an ego, and Kyle Shanahan really blamed him for the loss in the Super Bowl. And Matt Ryan was like, excuse me. So I think where Shanahan could grow is just to understand the psyche of the quarterback and to be the reason the guy's confident, not the reason the guy is second guessing himself. Because Shanahan's always right. In the meeting room on Monday, why didn't you go here? Why didn't you go there? The read was this. You got to do that. Okay, all right. You're always right. He's always wrong. How about good going? This was a really good play. Be positive.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't take anything away from Kyle Shanahan as a coach to build his guys up. It seems like Belichick can do it. I think I'd like to see that, because I just get the feeling that unless you're naturally submissive, like Kirk Cousins, sorry, Kirk, you're going to have a problem with Kyle eventually and be like, dude, why are you so hard on me? Yeah. From Jimmy's perspective, it's like, dude, what was your record before I got here? Tell me. Am I your problem? Yeah. Maybe you should be a little more appreciative, Kyle. So anyway, maybe I'm going a little too far off on that, but that's just my interpretation, that he's very hard on his players. It means well, but these guys have egos too, Kyle. You have an ego. You don't like taking criticism. Identify with that. Anyway.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you were going off about egos and like how, we need our quarterbacks to have this specific ego. The ego that I would love to see, especially Jimmy Garoppolo have, is the one that Aaron Rodgers has. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if you heard what he just said recently, how his down years are other quarterbacks' career years. So,
that's right.
I mean, how great would it be to have a quarterback with that kind of mentality? Just like nothing. He just goes and he says whatever he needs to say because he can back it up. And I'd love to see that type of ego, that type of, confidence in our quarterbacks. And maybe it begins with Kyle Shanahan pumping them up and putting that ego back in there, right?
If you remember 10 years ago, Alex Smith, that guy was beaten down mentally and physically by his own coaches. I mean, all of them. Mike Singletary, Mike Nolan, blaming him, benching him having to go through that. And what Jim Harbaugh did was just build up their egos, his ego. Every time, Alex Smith is good. Alex Smith is good. Alex Smith is my quarterback. Even if he didn't believe it, it's like what I can do is help this guy's psyche. And then ultimately when they went to Kaepernick, it seemed like Kaepernick was just a more confident athlete. Alex Smith was constantly explaining himself and, protecting the offense and worrying about committing turnovers. And Colin went out there carefree. And that's what you want. That's the mentality of a quarterback you want. That's what the best guys had. That's what Steve Young had, Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers, and Jimmy Garoppolo to an extent. And I think what Kyle can learn is your job is to enhance that, massage that. You don't want to undercut it. You don't. You really want the most confident player in the league as your quarterback. And the fact that he wants Kirk Cousins is a bad sign, because that dude, he's got some qualities that are good, but confidence ain't one of them, man. That guy exudes like he's saying sorry with his face all the time. You know what I mean?
Looks like my dog. Yeah, I know what you mean. Worried. Something's wrong.
And it's like the rest of the team's looking at him as like, really? That's our guy? He's going to blow it. So, Kyle, you want that ego at quarter. You want your quarterback to have a bigger ego than you. And look, you have a healthy sized ego, Kyle. So you know what it's like.
Well, he has a bigger ego without the beard. So get rid of that. And then maybe everyone will follow suit, right?
If there's one thing you take from this Periscope, Kyle, which I know you're watching, cut the beard. Everything else will fall into place. You're 2-2 with the beard. You were 13-3 without it. It's a numbers game, Kyle.
Do it for me.
The definition of insanity is to continue doing the same thing and expect different results. It's the beard's fault. I'm glad you figured that out, Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I think we've reached the logical conclusion of this show. I think this was fantastic. Everyone in the comment section liked it too, which is nice. It's nice to have 100%.
I like that.
Support.
That makes my ego good, right? Like I feel better in my ego. Thank you guys.